Oh, hi. Good night, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to the Day's animation tutorial video, or even in this case, a showcase video. Apologies for this one here, because guess what? I'm just having quite a large, well, not really a large, just a small, sort of medium-sized, let's say small portioned lunch that I'm having. I've got like a banana, and of course there's an orange, and I've got 2 sausage rolls. There's 1, 2, just to prove it to you, And if I show it to you guys, look at that. I've just had the banana, just because I was kind of monkeying around with it, But yes, in this video, of course, yes, I've also got lemon tea. Of course, yes, and I've also, guess what? Guess what, guys? Don't tell anybody about this. Let me just do a jump cut here, okay? Because, I don't want to get the whole video too carried away. Hey guys, guess what? I'm not telling you what it is. I'm just kidding. I've got something right behind me, and it's something a little bit weird. Or in this case, something a little bit suspicious. Not just suspicious, but also a little bit unnecessary. It's Red Bull, eh? Okay. Who in the hell would I ever, purchase Red Bull, hey? I'm not telling anybody from college, because guess what? I'm about to have more. Okay, I was just going to say I'm about to have more, but let's not go ahead and talk about food and drinks, because I don't want to go ahead and get too crazy, hey? But anyways, in this video, I'm going to be doing a video that's literally going to be talking about, of course, yes, as I'm making this video, I'm going to be talking about massive scale animations. Now, I'm talking about how am I going to organize a massive scale animation without actually giving it too away with the food and stuff, hey? So, yes, in this video, what I'm going to be doing right now, sorry, I've got a bit of, why is my lips going funny? And my mouth. So, yes, in this video, I'm going to be doing literally, a bit of a prowess tutorial on how I make massive scale animations and how I got themselves organized in a way, and how do I organize my mass scale animations. And of course, yes, the program that I use is Microsoft Paint. The number one factor about it is that I obviously have to, keep on chopping and changing and until it gets pretty much boring. I'll show you what they are. So, okay, here is sorry about the spoiler alerts, but this is how I work on my computer. This is basically Microsoft Paint, and I am currently working on a Malaysia 2023, Halloween 2023 animation that I'm doing. So as you can see relatively closely, I've decided to add some rainy effects, which is nice, but there's a problem. The rain here looks very heavy, so how did I make it? Because actually, if I keep on scrolling down, there's some lightning bolts here. There's Simon the Shammer, who looks totally normal. I'm going to have to probably make him look like he's screaming, because it's supposed to be a Halloween-themed animation. And then we've also got, okay, so if I scroll down, I've got loads and loads of animated frames. Sorry, I'm just doing a massive spoiler alert. I have to scroll down real fast, hey? More birds. Oh, my crikeys. So, how did I make this? There's extra photos here, hey? Diagonal rain, hey, there's so many photos here. So yes, it was these images. So yes, I made 4 of these. And you might be thinking, how in the hell did you actually pull off to make 2? So let me just show you, and how did you make this? If I go to downloads, and if I show you this GIF, which is this one here, and of course, yes, my GIFs or GIFs, we're going to call them, often tend to have an extra frame so that it doesn't have, any signs of actually jump cutting one frame and another. Just in case if I miss that frame, well, I can use that just to make things concise and perfect. So as you can see, there's some rain, and it's actually been duplicated. So how did I do this? It's very simple. Let me just show it to you. If I just grab 4 of them, and also, why is it? Oh, sorry if I'm just jump cutting to Alan Becker's video. Sorry, Alan Becker. Yeah, so I've just got some rain, water ripples and drips on the background here. These are just cheap and simple to use. I think they're all from screenshots and stuff. But the way I actually make them is totally different. and as you can see, it looks totally nice. Like, of course, yes, if I just show it to you on Microsoft Paint, and if I go to the rain sprites, I shall show you a little significant trick on how I animate rain. I shall try and do this. So it is, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and number 4. Remembering I'm trying to be very concise with you guys, hey? And let me just show it to you and how I completely make this. I don't know if I could do like a one-take wonder type video without getting any bloody jump cuts. Okay, so copy, transparent selection. So in order to do this, I just do this and then paste a duplicate and then go horizontal. So this here, you have an exact copy, but when you flip it horizontal, you have the exact same copy of the same picture. But when you transparent that, it actually makes it totally dynamic, because in a sense that you have a reversed identical copy of the original image. I shall show you the same thing. Copy this, activate transparent selection, and then paste it, and then flip it horizontal. You see that major difference? It makes a big difference than just having another image on top. Okay, I'll show it to you again. And number 3, I should just select it all, copy this, paste this, flip it horizontal. No, how about transparent selection? Yes, that's more like it. And then if I do the same thing, do this, and then do that. Oh wait, sorry. Oh wait, I've done it. Yay, I've done it, hey guys. Did I just do that wrong? Hang on, let me just copy and paste it. Oh yes, I think that's the right one. So what I will do is I'll save all of these frames. So I'm just going to press F12. And I shall rename it into Heavy Rain. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I've just noticed that my tablet just got caught up from a freaking headphone. I mean, give me a break. And without too much background Rooney sort of thingy bobs along the way, I'm going to call it Heavy Rain, so that things are more concise on what I'm specifically talking about. Of course, yes, I'll try and actually read out what Alan Becker has actually hollowed out so far. So far as I've made this video, I'm doing like exact copies of the same sprite, so I'm just renaming them into Heavy Rain type sprites. That way, I save the sprite, I can keep this sprite, I can use this sprite for future animations without actually even losing them. Same thing here, go to Save As, and then I can just type in, for example, Heavy Rain 4. There it is, and then all of a sudden, everything looks great. Now, what after you save your animation is that it makes it much more simple. Another thing I've also done was that I shall also talk even more, because I've got a USB flash drive over in me, and I might talk about it even more, especially my computer mouse here, because I'm not sure about bringing him into college and see if that can lead to suspicious security activity. I'm a bit concerned about that. I might talk about one later on in this video, but I'll go ahead and talk about how I make my massive scale animations and why they are very much important in my roles of animating, and why they've actually become a staple source, a staple feature in my animated videos. In fact, I've got something bothering me. Sorry about this, guys. I've actually got some very dry skin at the moment, so what I will do is I'll just add some cream just to make things a little bit more concise and to make things a little bit better. My hands have been absolutely dry. My skin overall, oh my crikeys, they've been absolutely bloody dry. And I mean, it's a little bit embarrassing to just think about it, because I have to honestly say, bloody hell, with the amount of stuff that I'm just going to be covering today, I don't know how much I could really say. But I will keep this video intact, apart from the dry skin. So yes, after basically saving the frames on the bottom, of course, is noticing that they've been saved right down there. Okay. Yeah, I might as well just open the window for a while. Sorry. So yes, I've just saved my my Heavy Rain images on the bottom, but there's another problem. In order to actually keep things concise, look at what's happening with all these pictures. There's loads and loads of pictures just literally invading the whole area. So what can I do to actually make my pictures folder tab a lot much more concise? Well, there is one thing I can do, and that is to make individual files of certain things I can literally store on my database. So if I want to store animated sprites, I can actually go ahead and make a new folder, and I'll type in animation sprites. Although I've already got that there too, right? I should try and make it like animation sprites, and I can actually copy those. In a sense, I can also type in animation backgrounds as well too, because that there is also necessary for what I might talk about. You know, there's certain backgrounds that I've created in the first place. So I can do, of course, yes, what I will do is just copy those, and then after that, it becomes easy. See that? These are individual sprites. And then after that, I just simply, of course, I'll just simply copy them. And then next thing after that is then I just simply paste them. See that? When I copy and paste them, it makes things a lot more concise. And what I have is a nice collection of sprites. And that way, it will help me to not only get confused of whatever images am I searching for. You know, I can also do the same thing too. If I go ahead and type in, make a new folder, and make a new file called animation backgrounds. That way, it also makes things concise too. So if I go ahead and click on several backgrounds, like these ones there, it makes things concise, copy, and then go ahead and paste it like so. Or you can just simply right click repetitively if you're a lazy person like I am. But yes, while making loads and loads of individual backgrounds, you're also trying to basically keep things organized in a very impressive way. So one thing about organizing massive scale animations and organizing whatever frames and sprites and backgrounds that you've drawn, one thing about them is that it makes them concise. It helps you not to confuse anything as well too. And it also keeps things in a very concise way. So I'm using the word concise in a very brilliant way and a very repetitive way to show you that this is me showing off my prowess in the way I make animations. So yes, also another thing I also tend to do was that before I often tend to add like one layer of sprites and another. Like if I go ahead and, so I've made these heavy rain sprites, and as I show you some of the other animations I've done, like if I show you this GIF, how did I make this massive scale of an animation? So how did I do this? Very simple. I just added heavy rain. See that? I just added duplicates of the rain, and then I just called it heavy rain just in case for future animations. Then I also did this as well too. But I actually took some inspiration. Like I went to downloads, then I actually downloaded this, or in this case, I actually extracted some frames from this animation. It was from an anime called Kimiko Orange Road. If you don't know what that is, it's a 1980s Japanese anime that ran from like, was it 1987 to, I can't really remember which part of the 80s. Was it like 1989 or 1990s or something? I don't know. It was at the time when anime was really good during the Japanese bubble economy. So I did select a few frames. I extracted a few frames. Then I actually sort of copied and pasted. And then the other thing I did was I actually had to, well, of course, yes, I did show you the hacks. If you remember my Microsoft Paint hacks video, I did actually sort of, you know, went into properties and then selected black and white. So in order to do this, I have to select like individual existing frames and then transitioned to this picture, but more specifically I'm actually targeting at the pavement. Okay, so I'm targeting at this area so that it makes it more concise, representing the fact that when it's raining, all these drips and drops just literally fall like so. Another thing that I've also been animating was, how did I animate those ripples on the window. And I mean, you know, I animated these, and I also animated the rain falling on the road sign, the bicycle rack, and of course, yes, the windows on the bus stop. So how did I do that? Well, I actually made individual sprites. It's just so similar. So similar, in fact, that I actually did something very, very nice. That I actually made individual sprites and individual sequences, animated sequences, as if it was raining. If I show you the bicycle rack, and if I show you the rain and window bus stop test, that's what it looks like. If I zoom in, that's what it looks like. Here's our first sprite, and there's the second sprite. That's the third one, and that's the fourth one. See how concisively, you know, sequenced in the way I animate my sprites. You see that? They don't have to be perfect, but at least it represents the fact that it is in a rainy environment. And of course, yes, one thing I often tend to do is I often tend to color the backgrounds. Maybe if I just cut this, and if I go ahead and do that, maybe I can try and, you know, get the background to look, well, totally spiffy. Maybe, you know, oh, sorry about that, guys. That was relatively bad for such an idea. Maybe I can, you know, make the animation look less shiny by just adding a bit of white. I can add this. And maybe in future times, I shall add this. And, that didn't work. Actually, that didn't work. But what I can do, oh dear, what's happening with this? What's going on here, guys? Sorry about that, guys, I'm just having a bit of trouble here, eh? Maybe if I copy this, and then if I paste this, and then maybe, I think it's the background that's causing a bit of havoc here. Maybe if I try and move these out, if I try and move these away, maybe we should start to make things a bit concise. What am I doing here? Am I actually making animated content this badly? I don't know. You see how it works. But, you know, I'm just doing my best to show off my prowess in the way I animate stuff. And, yeah, I think it's a bit of a... Maybe I'll be better off just to, you know, maybe colorize some white bits, which I don't think... If I color these bits in a pure white color, then maybe I'll be better off just to, you know, help all the things, just to make it more, you know, concise. Maybe I could just add to each one. You know, there are quite a few options when it comes into massive scale animations. You know, one option is to make individual files so that you're not confusing, and you can also, well, number one thing I often tend to do is to basically numberize each frame, and also another thing I often tend to do is to basically, you know, use the same sprite, but also use like a different name if I'm referring to a similar type of sprite. Like, for example, if I have a minor bird flying, I just type in minor bird flying. If it's got like wings and stuff, hey? But if it wasn't flying, I just simply put like common minor bird, or like minor bird walking, you know, depending on what actions, if he's doing or not, hey? And also like facial expressions. So I got a vacuum cleaner on the background, on the left background, or the right background, I think it was. But what I'm doing here is I'm showing off my prowess in the way I animate my animations, and seeing how concise the way I'm doing. In fact, my brilliance of animation has really evolved, so much so indeed, for that individual purpose. And there you go. See, this is what I've done. I've just removed all of the backgrounds. So what I've done so far was I've got rid of every individual white colors. And now when I save it, look at this. It's a huge difference. So it makes things, basically everything, easier now. So I've just taken off bits of it now. It makes things a lot more concise now. I don't know about that, eh? It makes things a little bit more smoother and simpler, and also not too complex. I also have to do this wet floor ripple animation sequence. Now, there was a similar animation I did, and I think I did like a massive scale one. It was the Stream Valley animation, and I did like a water template, and I also did some waterfall sprites, like this one. So I did some waterfall sprites. I did like masses upon masses upon masses of waterfall sprites like this. See how amazing these waterfall sprites are like, because, you know, that's how waterfalls work. Here's another one there too. just to show off my prowess. So what I did was I typed in individual numbers of whatever spot it was. Of course, as I used watercolor just to make on how watercolors move and such. See that? I was trying to simulate on how water moves and waterfalls literally move. That's great, isn't it? So that's a great way of doing it. And if I show you waterfall sprites number 3, look how concise the way I animated these. So I just taken like individual backgrounds and then I just made like, you know, individual frames of it. I normally tend to discrete those. These bits. Sorry about that, guys. And then after that, I just simply insert them into my animations, and that's it. And there's also another effect I do. You can see I'm massive. I'll show you the stream valley animation effect. It's been, you know, tissue. You can see it's already been done with. You can see how many sprites I've done. So it's all been used with a marker effect. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then they just simply go back to the way they were. As you can see, this is a massive scale of animation, so I can just add like different postures of how many sprites I've used. So I've used like six individual sprites just to double up and to synchronize the water and stuff, just to synchronize the frame by frame type methods that I've done so far. In fact, I might take a break by just eating and drinking at the moment. I just got my cameras. Oh, sorry about that. It was playing up. Okay, without my camera playing up, I've just got my food with me. I just made sure I just didn't want them to go a bit cold because I was just pretty much blabbering too much on how to make massive scale organizations. I'll just eat this banana here. But I don't want to get too caught up on focusing on food because what I'm doing is I'm trying to make a video here. Okay, so as you can see, I'm making like a very elaborate video. That's strange. What the heck? That's all black and white. That's weird. Wait, did I just drain the colors on my footage? That's just weird. Okay, sorry about the absolute sloppiness that I've just made in this video because, you know, I just wanted to show you of how concise and how consistent. And as you can see, how I animate today is very different comparing to what I used to animate in the past. I mean, that's a very good thing because, you know, you can just definitely tell how much detail I have now versus, let's say, in the past. And amazingly enough, this is great. So that's actually quite good. And I might try and find some reasons why it's very important to actually have massive scale animations and why it's very important to actually organize the way you animate your animations and how you organize them in a very concise way and also in a very, you know, consistently, in a consistently simple breakdown in the way you sort of organize stuff and also animate stuff. I think to actually reflect here, whenever I make my animations in a massive, grand scale, is that number 1 is to make your work as easy as possible to change later. Number 2, save a new copy every time you work. I'm just looking at the information on the computer, eh? Number 3, give everything a proper name. As I've just said before, if you're animating a bird and if you're making it fly, just call it minor bird flying. And number 4, use folders. And folders are the best solution to not get yourself confused and to remember your files and to remember on the documents, the pictures and whatever the hell you sort of organize with easily. It helps you to find whatever specific thing you're looking at that you've just made on your computer. So it's basic. It's basically it, you know. And that's how it goes, especially sound effects. If you want, like, for example, if you want to find a folder of all of your downloaded sound effects, go ahead and click on sound effects. Or in this case, if you haven't, just make a file. Just call it sound effects or I've downloaded or whatever. You know, that's how it goes. Another thing about if you don't really organize your sprites or backgrounds or your sound effects or whatever you have got in your documents or files or folders, if you don't have that, if you have like an unorganized and untidy sort of environment in your computer, it can be the most boring and the most tedious thing you have ever done in your life. So please make sure to actually organize because it keeps things neat and tidy and keeps all the mess away at bay, especially on things that you've created on your computer as well. So that's what I'm talking about, guys, eh? So as you can see, as I've chopped and changed, you know, if I go to the name here, it says Lakeside Bus Stop 0, and the number changes. You can see how I've made things concise. And the best thing to do is that while making animations, and if you want to do like a frame by frame type process, just number them and just call whatever. Just call whatever, you know, what number frame you have. It's a bit different to Adobe Flash or Adobe Animate. Oh, sorry, it's an ice cream van because it was in my neighborhood last summer, which was this year's summer. Hi. Of course, yes, when you make nice grand scale, massive grand scale animations, it looks very, very nice. And then when you do so, it helps make things very concise. And that's the sort of stuff I seem to do. You know, also another thing is to have like, you know, extra tweening. You know, this is another keyframe. So there you go. Just use additional frames if you're going to make smoother and nicer animations. You know, there's what you call an in-between. Remember I did in-betweens? When you make in-between frames, it helps to make things concise in the way you animate frames and stuff. And that's all, you know. It makes things nicer. It also makes, you know, your animated frames clearer, and also makes your frames a tad smoother, and also makes your workbench a little bit better as well too, in order to remember them. I'll show you another one. So this is how I've made. Another one I've done was I've also made an excellent composition. You can see how the composition has actually been created via Microsoft Paint. As you can see, there's the Patronus towers in the background. There's Surreal KLCC on the background as well too. There's some Halloween decorations over here. They look quite creepy, don't they? And of course, yes, I make things concise. Here's the monkey entering at the from the right hand side of the background / foreground. The monkey gets scared because he's in an environment where he's surrounded by Halloween decorations, and he gets scared. There's a minor bird flying here, eh? Images are appearing a bit big because I'm just showing you the next images. Then also I did was I've changed the background. I just simply cut in this background. I had a similar file to that, and then I just simply copied and pasted it. I just extracted some, you know, background, some foregroundy type, roony type, foregroundy type images. At the front of the Halloween decorations, there's some of the Shama here. See that? I'm organising sprites in the way I tween them, and also how these birds fly. There you go, lightning strikes. And then I also did, look at this, look at that, look how effectively complex this animation is. I also drew some very unique shapes, which, you know, don't look too great, but hey, that's what lightning is. It makes it much more interesting to look at, because it gives it a very specialized effect. And then, yeah, you can see how it's been done. Lightning flashing, and then it rains. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Look how excessive. Look at the complexity of how this is being built. You know, just look how massively scaled this animation is. And I mean, bloody hell. If you ever see this, mind you, it would probably be the most tedious thing you've ever seen in your life. That's the kind of sort of, you know, stuff that I've been thinking of. Just look how amazing this is. That I've just used MS Paint. And mind you, I've used MS Paint for like 4 years or 5 years, and blimey, this workbench of frames has actually astounded me with such amazement. Like, I've just done some clever things by just calling the rain heavy rain, as I've just duplicated one part of the frame and another. Then I also did this, which was all about extracting from an already existing GIF, which I think was from that anime called Kimagura Orange Road. I think that's what it's called. And after that, yeah, that was interesting. Seeing that day, I'm actually quite curious and very proud. Like, also same here. Look at this. I have this massive scale of animations and stuff. So that if I try and organize, or another thing, I've got a USB flash drive that I'm actually going to be talking about, and that is this. And this is a USB flash drive. I might talk about this later on in this video, because I've got a whole bunch of things to talk about USB flash drives and why are they so important to me, and, you know, and also why I'm also feeling a little bit skeptical about bringing them into Paint College, because that's the college I go to, and that's the college where I normally come here to animate. So yes, you know, guys, whenever I'm at Paint College, whenever I'm at college, I don't want to disclose the name too much, eh? So I often bring this. This is a USB flash drive, and you might be thinking, but Ivan, what are you going to do with that USB flash drive? Well, that's simple, because I've actually got some Microsoft Paint files and folders that I've got. I'm a little bit skeptical and a little bit scared as well too, because of security reasonings as well too. But I've actually made some zombie chicken animated frames at Paint College. So what I will do is I'll bring this. If I ask the staff members about this, they'll surely be happy to know about it, just in case if I'm feeling, you know, quite enthusiastic about the way I try and compensate things. You know, a bit of compensation helps things, doesn't it? Whenever I'm in a struggle of, oh, please Ruby, please Fran, please Kim, can I bring this USB flash drive with me? Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, the teachers would be like, hey, Ivan, we don't need this. Can you make sure? I just want to let you know that bringing USB flash drives, I just want to do an impression now. Sorry, Ivan, bringing USB flash drives. Oh, get yourself confiscated, you know, because you'll be confiscated if you bring USB flash drives. Oh! If you bring USB flash drives, you'll be confiscated because, you know, security reasons. And you'll be banned to come to college. That's it. Right. About all that banter, I'm also quite curious of bringing this mouse here as well, because apparently my college doesn't have that amount of mice. And I've actually got a USB flash drive within it. So let me just show you where it is. I'm just going to go ahead and duck underneath the computer aid, because actually my USB flash drive is actually right over there. See that? It says it's a wireless USB adapter. Sorry guys, didn't mean to do that. Let me just go ahead and see where I'm putting that. Is that the mouse I was talking? Oh no. Sorry guys, didn't mean to do that. Let me just go ahead and flip the computer around here so that I don't want to go and make things unprecise. There's this USB flash drive here. I'll just put it back. Okay, it's this bit here. It's this little thingy bob here. So this is the little USB flash drive that I've got me. This is a USB thingy bob for the mouse. So it comes with this, and it also comes with that. And yeah, it's a little USB flash drive wireless mouse. I'm pretty sure, you know, I can take this to college, but I'm a little bit skeptical of bringing these two into Paint College, because I'm a bit skeptical about security reasons about it. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this USB flash drive? And I'm a little bit scared because I want to get the animation done just before Friday, or maybe like just before Halloween starts. It doesn't matter. I can just, you know, just send messages of snippets and saying, hey, check out this new animation snippet, this sneak peek of the new Halloween 2023, Malaysia 2023 animation I'm doing at the moment. So that's what I'm just talking about here. I'm just being, you know, bloody obvious. I'm just being bloody obviously honest for the fact that I'm doing this. So I just want to show you what I've been doing. Okay, so that's why I was just, you know, just talking about it. So yeah, I'll just put this back maybe until like tomorrow when I can bring it. I'm sure about that. Hopefully if I'm being very careful. Let me just see where I put it. Where did I put that flash drive here? I think it's over here. Okay. Is it? Yeah, I think it's that section 8. I've got it. Jeez, that computer's a bit dusty. I might have to do some computer maintenance after making the video, hey. So, yep, I've got the little USB bunny rabbit here as well. Obviously, it's a very nice sign. I'm just doing, you know, an excellent job of just basically talking over this video. And, yeah, I just can't believe I was just blabbering about on massive scale animations. Because, you know, it's a bit different comparing to how I would use, you know, I could just use different keywords. Comparing to, like, how Adobe Animate and Adobe Flash is like. And of course, yes, comparing to how people use Adobe Animate, Adobe Flash, and Toon Boom animation, they just sort of, you know, that's something. You know, not just pictures. You can also save videos that you can also break up videos that need editing as well too. You know, if you're doing videos and you want to download videos and stuff, you can just break them down, like so. And that's it. You can just make like concise amounts of files so that you can just, you know, save along the way without getting too complicated and all that stuff. You don't want to just say, hey, look, I want to do this individually. I want to do this instantly. I want to do the whole animation instantly because, you know, it's my right to do so. But I have to say, guys, it's been quite chronically awesome talking about how I animate my animations in a massive global scale and a massive scale animations and staying well organized. And, you know, that's something, you know, apart from actually animating, there's also another thing as well too. I also do massive scale animations on post-production as well too. And let me just show you on the video that I'm working on via VSDC, the free video editor. Bit different to that of, you know, Microsoft Windows Movie Maker and other stuff, you know, and iMovie. I'm looking forward to iMovie tomorrow. And that's the whole thing about iMovie. But anyways, I think that's about it in this video. But I'm just going to show you the post-production part of this video. So give me some time and I'll do my best to finish this off before it goes a little bit rotten. Okay, so I don't want to spend my time talking and blabbering over my throat and just go blah, 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 and people just go like, hey, you're boring! Go away! Anyways, let's just go ahead and I'm just going to eat this banana here. And then, oh my god. So, construction workers were in the neighborhood here. Okay. Let me just jump cut here. Right, so this is what I do. And this is the one I'm working on. And if I show it to you, this is the Happy Halloween Malaysia 2023 Salamat Hari Halloween animation I'm doing. If I play this, before I play this, you can see how much global scale of how much, look at all the images and the sound effects. Normally I tend to organize them without getting the black screen of nothingness. And most importantly, I just also add like extra sound effects to indicate that if the animal is vocalizing or if there's some ambience outside, like a backgroundy noise of such urban environments and whatnot, eh? And this is what it's meant to be. Kuala Lumpur. I shall preview this. But before I should preview this, look at the mixtures of GIFs that I've contended and also the sound effects. Look how the sound effects have been organized in a way just to make everything nice and spacious and a very nice atmosphere. And if I just preview, this is how it works. Monkey's screaming on the background. See that? This is what I've been working on. So the computer's a little bit laggy. And sound effects just playing out, eh? Alright. Mighty bird flying. A bit loud. The thunder's rumbling on the background. Look at that. See that? This is what we call a massive global scale animation. Massive grand scale animation I'm doing, eh? Look at that. This is what I'm doing on the works here, eh? I'm animating thunder. See that? This is what I've been animating. Just thunder and lightning. The whole time, hey? This is what I was been doing. I just have to turn the volume. Look at that. How amazingly concise I'm doing. Look at that. Hope you guys aren't gonna get epileptic seizures after watching this video. Oh man. It could be the longest video I've actually ever produced so far with an A7 tablet. You know, the more I add sound effects and the more I add loads and loads and loads of GIFs and also like loads of sprites into backgroundy sprites, it just makes things a lot concise and also makes things a little bit easy. So anyways, if you really enjoyed this very long video about grand scale animations and how I organize my sprites without any too much confusion and delay here, without confusing in the way I animate sprites, please give this video a like, subscribe for more flip-side videos in the future, and as always, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now. And actually, there's one more thing I actually forgot. You know, when it comes into background sprites, just in case if I'm, you know, losing a certain sprite, like if I want to go ahead and animate a bus stopping at a bus stop when it's raining, guess what? I have to do this repetitively. I just have to make exact same copies of this, but they're now being heavy rains. That's it. I think it looks good now. Okay, bye for now. Again.